Hello there, and welcome to 100 Facts Before Sleep. Tonight, we drift into the ancient and extraordinary world of aging, the deep memory of our planet, written in the very code of our cells. Long before our first memories were formed, our bodies were already alive, silently following a hidden timeline. Cells divided. Time passed. We grew and changed, all part of a silent, biological rhythm. The quiet, steady process of time within you is ancient beyond imagination. And yet, it is still moving, still unfolding, still changing. This is the story of aging. A story of resilience and change, of cellular memory and biological clocks, of a beauty that takes a lifetime to unfold. Within every cell, there are whispers of ancient ancestors, of survival, and of the slow, deep, and quiet journey of a life being lived. If you enjoy these quiet journeys, I invite you to like, subscribe, or share a thought below. It helps others find their way here, too, one sleepy soul at a time. For now, just breathe. Let your eyes grow heavy, and let the ancient, quiet story of time cradle your thoughts. Let's begin. Aging is not a disease. It is a profound, natural, and universal biological process, a quiet accumulation of time, and the story of a body that has navigated the challenges of a long and complex life. Fact 1. The scientific study of aging is called gerontology. This field is distinct from geriatrics, which is the medical field that focuses on the care and treatment of older adults. Gerontology is the quiet, patient study of the why and how of the aging process itself, from the level of our cells to the changes in our whole body. Fact 2. At the very tips of your chromosomes, which hold your DNA, are protective caps called telomeres. You can imagine them as the plastic tips on the end of a shoelace. Every time one of your cells divides, these telomeres get a tiny bit shorter. Over a lifetime, as they shorten, they become less able to protect the DNA, and the cell eventually stops dividing, a process which is a key hallmark of aging. Fact 3. One of the most prominent theories of aging is the free radical theory. This idea suggests that aging is the result of slow, accumulated damage from highly reactive molecules called free radicals. These molecules are a natural byproduct of our own metabolism, the simple act of breathing and creating energy. Over time, they can damage proteins, fats, and our DNA, leading to the gradual decline we associate with aging. Fact 4. Our bodies are in a constant state of repair. However, as we age, our internal repair systems become slightly less efficient. Small mistakes in DNA replication, which happened all the time when we were young, are now missed a little more often. This slow accumulation of cellular damage and typos in our genetic code is a fundamental driver of the aging process. Fact 5. As we grow older, our cells become less resilient. This is known as cellular senescence. A senescent cell is not a dead cell. It is a cell that has entered a state of permanent retirement. It stops dividing, but it doesn't go away. Instead, these retired cells can release chemicals that cause inflammation and encourage nearby healthy cells to age as well. Fact 6. The blue zones are a handful of small, quiet regions in the world where people have a significantly higher rate of living past 100. These places, including areas in Okinawa, Japan, and Sardinia, Italy, share common lifestyle traits. These often include a plant-based diet, constant natural movement, a strong sense of family and community, and a clear sense of purpose. Fact 7. The maximum recorded human lifespan is 122 years and 164 days, a record held by a French woman named Jean Calment. While average life expectancy has risen dramatically, this upper limit of human lifespan has not seemed to change, suggesting there may be a natural, biological boundary to how long our species can live. Fact 8. Our senses gently change with time. Our hearing, particularly for high-frequency sounds, often softens first. This is because the tiny, delicate hair cells in our inner ear that are responsible for picking up these high pitches can become worn down over a lifetime of listening to the world. Fact 9. The lens in your eye, which is perfectly flexible and clear when you are young, slowly becomes stiffer and less pliable with age. This process, called presbyopia, is why many people in their 40s and 50s find they need to hold a menu or a book farther away to bring it into focus. It is a nearly universal and gentle change, a sign of a lens that has spent decades focusing on the world. Fact 10. Our skin becomes thinner and less elastic as we age. This is due to a slowdown in the production of two key proteins: collagen, which provides the skin structure and firmness, and elastin, which gives it the ability to snap back into place. The gradual loss of these proteins is a natural part of the skin's long story. Fact 11. Our mitochondria, often called the powerhouses of our cells, also age. These tiny organelles are responsible for converting the food we eat and the air we breathe into the energy that fuels every single cellular process. As we get older, mitochondrial function tends to decline. They become less efficient at producing energy and may start to generate more harmful reactive oxygen species, or ROS, those free radicals we mentioned earlier. This decline in mitochondrial health is thought to be a major contributor to the overall aging process, affecting everything from muscle strength to brain function. Imagine tiny engines slowly losing their efficiency over many decades of constant work, generating a bit more exhaust and a bit less power. This gradual change within each cell contributes to the larger symphony of aging, a quiet shift in the energy balance of life itself, reminding us that even the smallest parts of us carry the imprint of time's passage. Fact 12. Protein homeostasis, or proteostasis, is the cell's ability to maintain the proper balance of proteins, creating new ones, folding them correctly, and clearing out old or damaged ones. Think of it as a cellular quality control system. With age, this system can become less effective. Misfolded or damaged proteins may start to accumulate, forming clumps that can interfere with normal cell function. This loss of proteostasis is implicated in many age-related conditions, including neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. The cell's internal housekeeping becomes a little slower, a little less thorough. Just as dust might slowly gather in the quiet corners of a house over many years, these damaged proteins can build up within our cells, subtly altering their function and contributing to the gradual changes we perceive as aging. It's a quiet, internal shift in balance, happening trillions of times over within the body. Fact 13. Epigenetic alterations are changes in how our genes are expressed, without changing the underlying DNA sequence itself. Imagine your DNA as a vast library of instruction manuals. Epigenetics involves adding notes, bookmarks, or highlights that tell the cell which manuals to read and which to ignore. Over time, these epigenetic marks can change due to environmental factors, lifestyle, and simply the passage of time. Some genes that should be silent might get turned on, while others that should be active might get turned off. This epigenetic drift can disrupt normal cellular function and is considered a key hallmark of aging. Scientists have even developed epigenetic clocks based on patterns of DNA methylation, one type of epigenetic mark that can estimate a person's biological age, which may differ from their chronological age. These clocks suggest that our lifestyle choices, like diet and sleep, might influence these epigenetic patterns, potentially offering a way to gently guide the aging process from within. Fact 14. Autophagy is the body's natural, cellular recycling program. The word literally means self-eating. It's a quiet, orderly process where cells break down old, damaged, or unnecessary components, like worn-out mitochondria or misfolded proteins, and recycle their building blocks to create new ones or generate energy. Think of it as a deep cellular cleaning and renewal system. Research suggests that the efficiency of autophagy tends to decline with age. When this recycling process slows down, damaged components can accumulate within cells, contributing to cellular dysfunction and aging. Maintaining robust autophagy is increasingly seen as crucial for healthy aging. Various factors, including nutrient availability, like during periods of fasting, and exercise, are known to stimulate this vital cellular cleanup, gently encouraging cells to tidy up and renew themselves from the inside out, a continuous, quiet process essential for maintaining balance over time. Fact 15. Stem cell exhaustion is another quiet hallmark of aging. Stem cells are remarkable, unspecialized cells that have the potential to develop into many different cell types in the body. They act as an internal repair system, dividing essentially without limit to replenish other cells as long as the person or animal is still alive. However, as we age, the number and functional capacity of our stem cells tend to decline. They may divide less frequently, become less effective at differentiating into the needed cell types, or accumulate DNA damage themselves. This gradual exhaustion of our stem cell reserves means our tissues and organs repair themselves more slowly and less efficiently after injury or stress. It's like a construction crew that slowly loses workers and resources over many decades. The rebuilding process simply takes longer and may not be as perfect as it once was, contributing to the feeling of slower recovery and reduced resilience often associated with older age. Fact 16. Our cells have intricate nutrient-sensing pathways that monitor the availability of energy and nutrients, like glucose and amino acids, and adjust cellular processes accordingly. Key pathways include the insulin IGF-1 signaling pathway, mTOR, mechanistic target of rapamycin, and AMPK, AMP-activated protein kinase, along with sirtuins. These pathways regulate growth, metabolism, stress resistance, and importantly, aging. Generally, pathways like insulin IGF-1 and mTOR promote growth and cell division when nutrients are abundant, which is beneficial early in life but may accelerate aging later on. Conversely, AMPK and sirtuins are often activated during conditions of low energy or nutrient scarcity, like caloric restriction or exercise, and tend to promote cellular maintenance, stress resistance, and longevity. The balance of these pathways shifts subtly with age and lifestyle, influencing the pace of aging. Modulating these pathways, for example through diet or certain compounds, is a major focus of research aimed at promoting a longer, healthier lifespan, gently guiding the cell's response to its environment. Fact 17. The aging of the immune system, known as immunosenescence, is a complex process involving changes in both innate, general, and adaptive, specific immunity. Over time, the immune system becomes less effective at fighting off new infections and less responsive to vaccines. There's a gradual decline in the production of new, naive T cells, crucial for recognizing new threats, and B cells, which produce antibodies. At the same time, there's often an accumulation of older, memory T cells, which are specialized against past infections but less adaptable to new ones. Paradoxically, while the response to specific threats weakens, there's often a low-grade, chronic inflammation throughout the body, sometimes called inflammaging. This underlying inflammation is thought to contribute to many age-related diseases. Immunosenescence is not a simple decline, but a remodeling, influenced by factors like genetics, lifestyle, and lifelong exposure to microbes. Fact 18. The cardiovascular system undergoes gradual, quiet changes with age. The heart muscle itself may thicken slightly, particularly the left ventricle, and the chambers might hold slightly less blood. The heart may also fill with blood a bit more slowly. The natural pacemaker cells in the heart can decrease in number, potentially leading to a slightly slower heart rate. Blood vessels, especially major arteries like the aorta, tend to become stiffer and less flexible due to changes in their connective tissue. This increased stiffness, often called arteriosclerosis, distinct from atherosclerosis, which involves plaque buildup, causes blood pressure to rise and makes the heart work harder. The baroreceptors, which help regulate blood pressure when changing positions, become less sensitive, which is why some older adults may feel dizzy when standing up quickly, orthostatic hypertension. These changes are gradual and happen over decades, reflecting a lifetime of constant work by this vital system. Fact 19. The brain also ages, but it retains a remarkable capacity for change and adaptation, known as neuroplasticity, throughout life. While we do experience some age-related changes, perhaps a slight slowing in processing speed or more difficulty recalling names, the brain is not static. Neurons can still form new connections, synapses, and existing connections can strengthen or weaken based on experience. Learning new skills, engaging in mentally stimulating activities, maintaining social connections, and physical exercise all encourage neuroplasticity. While some cognitive functions, particularly those involving speed and working memory, fluid intelligence, may decline, others, like vocabulary and accumulated knowledge, crystallized intelligence, often remain stable or even improve well into older age. The aging brain is not necessarily a declining brain, but rather a changing brain, one that continues to reshape itself in response to the quiet flow of life's experiences, holding on to wisdom while adapting to new realities. Fact 20. Sarcopenia is the age-related loss of muscle mass, strength, and function. It's a gradual process that typically begins subtly around middle age and accelerates in later years. This loss isn't just about appearance. It affects balance, mobility, and overall metabolic health. The reasons behind sarcopenia are complex, involving hormonal changes, like reduced testosterone and growth hormone, decreased physical activity, changes in nerve signals to muscles, inflammation, and potentially inadequate protein intake or absorption. While some decline is common, sarcopenia is not an inevitable consequence of aging to a severe degree. Regular resistance exercise, like lifting weights or using resistance bands, combined with adequate protein intake, is highly effective at slowing muscle loss and even rebuilding muscle mass and strength at any age. It's a quiet reminder that our choices can significantly influence how our bodies navigate the passage of time, preserving strength and independence. Fact 21. Bone density naturally changes throughout life. Our bones are living tissues constantly undergoing remodeling, with old bone being broken down, resorption, and new bone being formed, formation. Peak bone mass is typically reached in our late 20s or early 30s. After that, the balance slowly shifts, and bone resorption begins to slightly outpace bone formation, leading to a gradual decrease in bone density. This process accelerates in women after menopause due to the decline in estrogen, a hormone crucial for bone health. Significant bone loss can lead to osteoporosis, where bones become thin and brittle, dramatically increasing the risk of fractures, particularly in the hip, spine, and wrist. While some bone loss is a normal part of aging, factors like calcium and vitamin D intake, weight-bearing exercise, genetics, certain medications, and lifestyle choices, like smoking or excessive alcohol, significantly influence the rate of loss. Protecting bone health is a lifelong endeavor, a quiet investment in future stability. Fact 22. The endocrine system, the network of glands that produce hormones, also undergoes age-related changes, though these vary significantly between different hormones and individuals. For example, the production of growth hormone decreases, which can contribute to reduced muscle mass and bone density. Levels of sex hormones like estrogen, after menopause in women, and testosterone, gradually in men, decline. The thyroid gland may function slightly less efficiently, potentially affecting metabolism, although often remaining within the normal range. Sensitivity to insulin may decrease, leading to higher average blood sugar levels. Conversely, levels of some hormones, like parathyroid hormone, affecting calcium balance, and certain stress hormones, like norepinephrine, may increase. These hormonal shifts are often gradual and interconnected, contributing subtly to many of the physiological changes associated with aging, reflecting the body's shifting internal communication network over time. Fact 23. Certain genes are strongly associated with longevity. Variations in genes like FOXO3 have been consistently linked to exceptional longevity in human populations across different ethnicities. The FOXO3 gene plays a crucial role in cellular stress resistance, DNA repair, and regulating cell death, apoptosis. Certain variants of this gene appear to enhance these protective functions, allowing individuals to better withstand the cellular wear and tear that accumulates over a lifetime. While genetics only accounts for a portion, perhaps 20 to 30%, of lifespan variation, understanding genes like FOXO3 provides valuable insights into the biological mechanisms that promote resilience and healthy aging. It suggests that longevity isn't just about avoiding damage, but also about possessing robust internal systems for maintenance and repair, a quiet genetic inheritance that favors endurance. Fact 24. Hormesis is a biological principle where a low dose of something that is harmful at high doses actually triggers a beneficial, adaptive response. Think of it like a gentle stressor that makes the system stronger. Examples relevant to aging include exercise, which causes temporary muscle damage but leads to stronger muscles, and potentially caloric restriction or exposure to mild temperature stress. These mild stressors activate cellular defense and repair pathways, like antioxidant production, DNA repair, and protein quality control, which not only help the cell cope with the immediate stress but also provide broader protection against age-related decline. The idea is that these small, manageable challenges act like a vaccine against the larger stresses of aging, keeping the body's resilience mechanisms tuned and active. It's a quiet biological paradox. A little bit of stress can actually help us live longer, healthier lives. Fact 25. Comparative biology reveals fascinating differences in aging across species. Some animals show negligible senescence, meaning their risk of death doesn't increase significantly with age, and their bodies show little decline. The naked mole rat, for instance, lives exceptionally long for a rodent, over 30 years, and exhibits remarkable resistance to cancer and other age-related diseases, possibly due to unique cellular mechanisms like high molecular weight hyaluron and robust DNA repair. The Greenland shark is one of the longest living vertebrates known, potentially living for 400 years or more, achieving this through extremely slow growth, a slow metabolic rate, and likely unique adaptations to its cold, deep-sea environment. Studying these long-lived outliers helps scientists identify the diverse strategies nature has evolved to combat aging, offering clues about which pathways might be key to promoting longevity in humans. Fact 26. The antagonistic pleiotropy theory of aging suggests that some genes can have beneficial effects early in life, promoting growth and reproduction, but detrimental effects later in life, contributing to aging and disease. Evolution strongly selects for genes that increase reproductive success in youth, even if those same genes come with a hidden cost that manifests only after the peak reproductive years. For example, a gene that promotes rapid cell growth might be advantageous for development but could increase cancer risk later on. Similarly, genes involved in a strong immune response might protect against infections in youth but contribute to chronic inflammation, inflammaging, in old age. This theory provides an evolutionary explanation for why aging occurs. It might be an unavoidable side effect of traits that were strongly favored by natural selection earlier in the life cycle, a quiet trade-off written into our genetic code. Fact 27. Caloric restriction, CR, reducing calorie intake significantly without causing malnutrition, is the most robust and reproducible intervention known to extend lifespan and health span in a wide range of species, from yeast and worms to mice and potentially primates. While the exact mechanisms are still being unraveled, CR is known to activate longevity-promoting pathways, like AMPK and sirtuins, reduce damaging factors, like oxidative stress and inflammation, improve insulin sensitivity, and enhance cellular maintenance processes like autophagy. Studies in humans undertaking long-term CR show beneficial effects on metabolic health markers associated with reduced risk of age-related diseases. While severe CR is difficult for most people to maintain, the research provides profound insights into the link between nutrient sensing, metabolism, and aging, inspiring research into interventions, like intermittent fasting or CR mimetic drugs, that might capture some of the benefits without extreme dietary changes, quietly optimizing our cellular energy use. Fact 28. It's important to distinguish between lifespan and health span. Lifespan is simply the total number of years a person lives. Health span refers to the number of years lived in good health, free from chronic disease and significant disability. While medical advancements have successfully increased average lifespan over the past century, health span hasn't always kept pace. Many people spend their later years managing multiple chronic conditions. The goal of much current aging research and healthy lifestyle advice is not just to add years to life, but to add life to years, to extend the period of healthy, active, and independent living. Focusing on health span emphasizes quality of life over mere duration, aiming for a compression of morbidity, where the period of significant illness is confined to a very short time at the very end of life, allowing for a longer period of vitality and well-being. Fact 29. Sleep architecture, the pattern of different sleep stages we cycle through during the night, changes subtly but significantly with age. Older adults often experience a decrease in the total amount of sleep time, particularly in the deeper stages of sleep known as slow-wave sleep, SWS, or deep sleep. They also tend to spend more time in lighter sleep stages and experience more frequent awakenings during the night, leading to reduced sleep efficiency, the percentage of time in bed actually spent asleep. Furthermore, the timing of sleep often shifts earlier, a phenomenon known as phase advance, causing older adults to feel sleepy earlier in the evening and wake up earlier in the morning. While some changes are normal, significant sleep disruption is not an inevitable part of aging and can impact cognitive function, mood, and overall health. Maintaining good sleep hygiene remains crucial throughout life. Fact 30. Cognitive abilities change differently with age. Fluid intelligence, which involves the ability to reason quickly, think abstractly, process new information, and solve novel problems, tends to peak in early adulthood and gradually decline thereafter. This is often reflected in slower processing speed and reduced working memory capacity. In contrast, crystallized intelligence, which represents accumulated knowledge, vocabulary, verbal skills, and factual information gained through experience and education, tends to remain stable or even increase throughout most of adulthood, often peaking in the 60s or later. This means that while the speed of processing might slow down, wisdom, expertise, and understanding based on a lifetime of learning often deepen. The aging mind is not simply declining, it is restructuring, potentially trading speed for depth and knowledge. Fact 31. Despite potential challenges, psychological well-being often remains stable or even increases in older age. Many older adults report higher levels of life satisfaction, positive emotions, and emotional control compared to younger adults. This phenomenon is sometimes linked to the positivity effect, a tendency for older adults to focus on and remember positive information more than negative information. They may become better at regulating their emotions, prioritizing meaningful relationships, and letting go of minor stressors. Wisdom gained through life experience can contribute to a greater sense of acceptance and contentment. While challenges like loss, health issues, or social isolation can certainly impact well-being, aging itself is not inherently linked to declining happiness. Many find later life to be a period of continued emotional richness, resilience, and quiet satisfaction. Fact 32. Our senses of taste, gustation, and smell, olfaction, can become less sharp with age. The number of taste buds may decrease, and the remaining ones might shrink, particularly affecting sensitivity to sweet and salty tastes, though sour and bitter often remain strong. Changes in smell are often more pronounced. The olfactory receptors in the nose may decline in number and function, and the processing of smells in the brain can also change. Since much of what we perceive as flavor actually comes from smell, a reduced sense of smell can significantly impact the enjoyment of food, potentially leading to decreased appetite or changes in dietary preferences, like adding more salt or sugar. While some decline is common, significant loss can also be caused by medications, dental problems, smoking, or neurological conditions, making it important to investigate if changes are sudden or severe. Fact 33. Vision commonly changes with age, often requiring adjustments like reading glasses due to presbyopia, the stiffening lens. Beyond this, the risk of several eye conditions increases. Cataracts, a clouding of the eye's natural lens, are extremely common, causing blurry vision, glare sensitivity, and dulled colors. Age-related macular degeneration, AMD, affects central vision, making tasks like reading or recognizing faces difficult. It results from damage to the macula, the central part of the retina. Glaucoma involves damage to the optic nerve, often due to increased pressure inside the eye, typically leading to gradual loss of peripheral, side, vision first. Diabetic retinopathy, damage to the blood vessels in the retina due to diabetes, is another concern. Regular eye exams are crucial for older adults, as early detection and treatment of these conditions can often prevent severe vision loss, preserving the ability to quietly observe the world. Fact 34. Inflammaging refers to the chronic, low-grade, systemic inflammation that often characterizes aging, even in the absence of obvious infection or injury. Unlike acute inflammation, which is a short-term, beneficial response to harm, inflammaging is persistent and smoldering. It's thought to arise from various sources, including the accumulation of senescent cells, which secrete inflammatory signals, dysfunction in mitochondria, lifelong exposure to antigens, leading to immune system activation, changes in the gut microbiome, and increased visceral fat. This background level of inflammation doesn't cause overt symptoms itself, but is considered a major risk factor for nearly all common age-related diseases, including cardiovascular disease, neurodegenerative disorders, type 2 diabetes, and cancer. It's a quiet, internal fire that contributes to the gradual decline of tissue function over time. Fact 35. The cross-linking theory of aging proposes that aging results from the gradual accumulation of chemical bonds, or crosslinks, between large molecules in the body, particularly proteins like collagen, found in skin, tendons, and blood vessels, and DNA. One major type of cross-linking involves reactions with sugars, a process called glycation. Over time, sugars can randomly attach to proteins, forming structures called advanced glycation end products, AGEs. These AGEs can make tissues stiffer and less functional. Think of the loss of elasticity in skin or the hardening of arteries. They can also trigger inflammation and oxidative stress. While glycation is a natural process, it can be accelerated by high blood sugar levels. This theory suggests that aging involves a slow, quiet caramelization of our tissues, reducing their flexibility and impairing their function. Fact 36. The gut microbiome, the vast community of bacteria, viruses, fungi, and other microbes living in our digestive tract, changes across the lifespan. In older age, there's often a decrease in the overall diversity of gut microbes, with a reduction in beneficial species, like bifidobacteria, and sometimes an increase in potentially pro-inflammatory species. These changes can be influenced by diet, medications, especially antibiotics, lifestyle, and age-related changes in the gut itself, like slower motility or reduced digestive secretions. An altered gut microbiome in older adults has been linked to increased frailty, poorer immune function, immunosenescence, increased inflammation, inflammaging, and potentially even cognitive changes. The health of this internal ecosystem appears to be deeply intertwined with the aging process, highlighting the importance of gut health throughout life, a quiet internal garden influencing overall well-being. Fact 37. Cellular senescence, as mentioned earlier, is the state where cells stop dividing but remain metabolically active. These zombie cells accumulate in tissues with age and can secrete a cocktail of inflammatory proteins, growth factors, and enzymes collectively known as the senescence-associated secretory phenotype, SASP. The SASP can disrupt tissue structure and function, promote chronic inflammation, inflammaging, contribute to fibrosis, and even encourage nearby healthy cells to become senescent or cancerous. While senescence plays a beneficial role earlier in life, like preventing uncontrolled cell division in damaged cells, the accumulation of these persistent senescent cells in later life is increasingly seen as a major driver of aging and age-related diseases. Research into senolytics, drugs designed to selectively clear these zombie cells, is a promising area for potentially slowing aging and improving health span. Fact 38. The animal kingdom showcases incredible diversity in aging patterns, with some species living extraordinarily long lives. Giant tortoises, like Harriet, who lived to about 175, or Jonathan, currently estimated to be over 190 years old, exhibit slow metabolism, continuous growth, and remarkable cellular resilience. Certain clams, like the ocean quahog, Arctica islandica, are among the longest-lived non-colonial animals known, with one specimen estimated to be 507 years old. They achieve this longevity through extremely slow metabolic rates in their cold, deep-sea environment. Other examples include rough-eye rockfish, living over 200 years, and potentially Greenland sharks, estimated 400+ years. These long-lived species often share traits like slow metabolism, delayed reproduction, and robust cellular repair mechanisms, offering clues to nature's secrets for defying the usual constraints of time. Fact 39. Plants also boast some remarkable examples of longevity, far exceeding animal lifespans. Great Basin bristlecone pines, Pinus longiva, are the oldest known non-clonal organisms, with individuals like Methuselah dated to over 4,800 years old, and another discovered later exceeding 5,000 years. They survive in harsh, high-altitude environments, growing incredibly slowly, and have adaptations like retaining needles for decades and having sectored architecture where parts of the tree can die while others live on. Even older are clonal plants, like Pando, a quaking aspen colony in Utah, which is a single genetic individual connected by a massive root system estimated to be potentially tens of thousands of years old, though estimates vary widely. These ancient plants are quiet sentinels, holding records of millennia within their rings or root systems. Fact 40. Hearing loss, presbycusis, is very common in older adults, often starting with difficulty hearing high-frequency sounds. This usually results from gradual changes in the inner ear, cochlea, or the auditory nerve. Tiny hair cells within the cochlea, which translate sound vibrations into electrical signals, can become damaged or die off over time due to wear and tear, noise exposure, genetic factors, or changes in blood flow. Difficulty understanding speech, especially in noisy environments, is often one of the first signs. While hearing aids and assistive listening devices can significantly help manage age-related hearing loss, protecting hearing from loud noise throughout life is crucial for preserving this sense. It's a quiet fading of certain frequencies, a change in how we perceive the soundscape of the world. Fact 41. Graying hair is one of the most visible signs of aging. Hair color comes from pigment called melanin, produced by specialized cells called melanocytes located at the base of each hair follicle. As we age, these melanocytes gradually become less active or die off. With fewer melanocytes producing pigment, new hairs grow in without color, appearing gray, silver, or white. The timing and extent of graying are heavily influenced by genetics, but factors like stress or certain medical conditions might play a role. It's a harmless and natural process, a quiet shift in the chemistry of the hair follicle, resulting in a visible change in pigment over time. Fact 42. Reaction time generally slows with age. This isn't usually due to a single factor, but rather a combination of subtle changes throughout the nervous system. Nerve impulses might travel slightly slower. The brain may take a fraction longer to process sensory information and decide on a response, and the signals sent back to the muscles might be marginally delayed. While this slowing is often minor in simple tasks, it can become more noticeable in complex situations requiring quick decisions or coordination. However, experience and practice skills can often compensate for slower raw reaction speed, allowing older adults to maintain high levels of performance in familiar tasks. It's a gentle lengthening of the time it takes for the body to perceive, process, and act. Fact 43. Kidney function tends to decline gradually with age. The kidneys filter waste products from the blood. Over time, the number of filtering units, nephrons, in the kidneys decreases, and the overall blood flow to the kidneys may be reduced. The kidneys also become less efficient at concentrating urine and conserving water, which can increase the risk of dehydration. While kidney function generally remains sufficient to maintain health in the absence of disease, this age-related decline means the kidneys have less reserve capacity to handle stress, illness, or certain medications. Staying hydrated and managing conditions like high blood pressure and diabetes are important for maintaining kidney health throughout life, supporting these quiet, vital filters. Fact 44. Lung function also changes subtly with age. The maximum amount of air the lungs can hold, total lung capacity, stays roughly the same, but the amount of air that can be forcefully exhaled after a deep breath, forced vital capacity, tends to decrease. The chest wall may become stiffer, and the diaphragm muscle might weaken slightly, making the work of breathing a bit less efficient. The air sacs, alveoli, can lose some of their shape and elasticity. While these changes usually don't cause shortness of breath during normal daily activities in healthy non-smokers, they do reduce the lungs' reserve capacity, making strenuous exercise more challenging and increasing susceptibility to respiratory infections. It's a quiet lessening of the bellows power. Fact 45. Basal metabolic rate, BMR, the number of calories your body burns at rest just to maintain basic functions like breathing and circulation, tends to decrease slowly with age. This decline is partly due to changes in body composition, specifically the gradual loss of muscle mass, sarcopenia, as muscle tissue burns more calories at rest than fat tissue. Hormonal changes and potentially a decrease in the metabolic activity of individual cells might also contribute. This slow decline in BMR means that if calorie intake and activity level remain the same, there's a tendency to gain weight over time. It's a quiet shift in the body's baseline energy expenditure, reflecting changes in tissue composition and cellular activity. Fact 46. Thermoregulation, the body's ability to maintain its core temperature, can become less efficient with age. Older adults may be less able to sense changes in temperature, sweat effectively in response to heat, or shiver effectively in response to cold. Reduced blood flow to the skin and a decrease in subcutaneous fat can also make it harder to conserve heat. These changes increase the risk of both heat stroke and hypothermia. It's a subtle decline in the body's internal thermostat and its ability to respond quickly to the external environment, requiring more conscious effort to stay comfortably warm or cool. Fact 47. Wound healing often takes longer in older adults. The process of tissue repair involves several complex stages, including inflammation, cell proliferation, growth, and tissue remodeling. Each of these stages can be slightly slower or less efficient with age. Reduced blood supply to the skin, changes in immune cell function, immunosenescence, decreased production of collagen, and the presence of chronic conditions like diabetes can all contribute to delayed healing. Minor cuts or bruises that might have vanished quickly in youth may linger noticeably longer, a quiet sign of the body's repair crews working at a more deliberate pace. Fact 48. The digestive system generally functions well throughout life, but some age-related changes are common. Movement of food through the digestive tract, motility, might slow down slightly, potentially contributing to constipation. The stomach may produce less acid, which can affect the absorption of certain nutrients like vitamin B12 and calcium. Lactose intolerance can sometimes develop or worsen. While major digestive problems are usually related to specific diseases rather than aging itself, these subtle shifts in function can influence comfort and nutritional status, reminding us of the quiet, continuous work involved in processing the fuel for our bodies. Fact 49. Joints undergo wear and tear over a lifetime. The smooth cartilage that cushions the ends of bones can thin and become less resilient. The lubricating synovial fluid within the joint may decrease slightly. Ligaments might shorten and lose some flexibility. These changes can lead to stiffness, reduced range of motion, and contribute to the development of osteoarthritis, the most common form of arthritis, characterized by pain and stiffness, particularly in weight-bearing joints like knees and hips. It's the quiet accumulation of millions of movements, gradually altering the smooth interfaces that allow us to move freely. Fact 50. Height typically decreases slightly with age, often starting in middle age. This is usually due to compression of the discs between the vertebrae in the spine, which lose fluid and become thinner over time. Changes in posture, such as increased spinal curvature, kyphosis, can also contribute. Additionally, loss of bone density, osteoporosis, can lead to compression fractures in the vertebrae, causing more significant height loss and back pain. While some decrease is common, maintaining good posture, bone health, and core strength can help mitigate this gradual, quiet settling of the frame. Fact 51. Changes in body fat distribution are common with aging. Even if total body weight remains stable, there's often a tendency for fat to shift from just beneath the skin, subcutaneous fat, towards the abdominal area, visceral fat. Visceral fat, located deeper within the abdominal cavity around the organs, is more metabolically active and is associated with increased risk of cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, and inflammaging. This quiet internal redistribution of fat, influenced by hormonal changes and lifestyle factors, has significant implications for overall health beyond just the number on the scale. Fact 52. Neuroplasticity allows for lifelong learning. While fluid intelligence might decline, the brain's ability to reorganize itself and form new neural connections in response to learning and experience persists throughout life. This means that older adults can still learn new skills, languages, or subjects. Engaging in novel and challenging mental activities helps maintain cognitive function and builds cognitive reserve, the brain's resilience against age-related changes or pathology. Learning is not just for the young, it's a way to keep the brain's pathways active and adaptable, a quiet process of mental renewal at any age. Fact 53. REM sleep, the stage associated with vivid dreaming and memory consolidation, often decreases slightly in duration and intensity with age. Older adults might enter REM sleep later in the sleep cycle and spend a smaller percentage of their total sleep time in this stage. While the reasons are not fully clear, these changes in sleep architecture might contribute to some of the memory changes sometimes seen with aging, although the relationship is complex. The dream world itself might become subtly different, reflecting the shifts in the brain's nightly cycles of rest and processing. Fact 54. Response to stress can change with age. While the initial release of stress hormones like cortisol might be similar or even slightly elevated in older adults compared to younger ones, the recovery phase, the return to baseline levels after the stressor is gone, often takes longer. This prolonged exposure to stress hormones can have negative effects on various bodily systems, including the immune system, metabolism, and brain function. Learning effective stress management techniques becomes increasingly important for maintaining health and well-being as we navigate the cumulative effects of time. It's a quieter, but potentially longer-lasting internal echo to life's challenges. Fact 55. The concept of successful aging goes beyond just longevity. It emphasizes maintaining physical function, cognitive function, and active engagement with life. It involves not only minimizing disease and disability but also optimizing one's abilities and continuing to find meaning and purpose. Models of successful aging often highlight the importance of factors like social support, positive attitude, adaptability, and pursuing activities that bring joy and fulfillment. It shifts the focus from simply avoiding decline to actively cultivating well-being and resilience throughout the later stages of life, a quiet commitment to living fully. Fact 56. Chronic diseases become more prevalent with age, but aging itself is the primary risk factor. Conditions like heart disease, arthritis, type 2 diabetes, certain cancers, and neurodegenerative disorders are much more common in older adults. This is because the underlying biological changes of aging, like cellular senescence, inflammation, and reduced repair capacity, create a state of increased vulnerability, making the body more susceptible to developing these conditions. Preventing or delaying these diseases is a key goal of extending health span, addressing the root causes within the aging process itself rather than just treating individual illnesses after they arise. Fact 57. Changes in gait and balance are common with age, increasing the risk of falls. Factors contributing to this include reduced muscle strength, sarcopenia, slower reaction times, changes in vision and inner ear function, vestibular system, decreased sensation in the feet, peripheral neuropathy, and potential side effects from medications. Walking speed may decrease, steps might become shorter, and postural sway, the natural movement of the body when standing still, can increase. Balance exercises, strength training, and regular checkups to address vision or medication issues are crucial for maintaining stability and preventing falls, preserving the quiet confidence of movement. Fact 58. Dehydration risk increases in older adults. The sensation of thirst often becomes less acute with age, meaning an older person might not feel thirsty even when their body needs fluids. Additionally, age-related changes in kidney function can reduce the ability to conserve water. Certain medications, like diuretics, and mobility issues can also make it harder to get enough fluids. Chronic dehydration can lead to confusion, constipation, dizziness, and kidney problems. Consciously drinking enough water and other fluids throughout the day becomes increasingly important, a quiet habit essential for maintaining internal balance. Fact 59. Wisdom, often associated with older age, is a complex trait involving perspective, emotional regulation, empathy, self-understanding, and the ability to navigate uncertainty. While not guaranteed by age alone, life experience provides fertile ground for wisdom to develop. Older adults often demonstrate a greater ability to see situations from multiple viewpoints, manage conflicts constructively, and prioritize long-term well-being over short-term gratification. This accumulated understanding, born from navigating decades of life's complexities, represents a cognitive and emotional strength that can continue to grow, offering a quiet depth of insight. Fact 60. Social connections are profoundly important for health and well-being in older age, potentially influencing longevity as much as factors like smoking or obesity. Strong social ties provide emotional support, reduce stress, encourage healthy behaviors, and offer a sense of belonging and purpose. Conversely, loneliness and social isolation are significant risk factors for depression, cognitive decline, and increased mortality. Maintaining relationships with family, friends, and community, or finding new connections through groups and activities, is a vital component of healthy aging, nurturing the quiet human need for connection. Fact 61. Hair thinning is common in both men and women with age, distinct from graying. Hair follicles, the tiny structures in the skin that grow hair, can shrink over time. This causes the new hairs they produce to become finer and shorter. Eventually, some follicles may stop producing hair altogether. The rate and pattern of thinning are strongly influenced by genetics, as seen in male pattern and female pattern baldness, and hormonal changes. While not medically harmful, hair thinning is a visible sign of the changing activity within the skin structures over decades. Fact 62. Changes in fingernails and toenails occur with age. They may grow more slowly, become thicker or thinner, turn brittle, and develop ridges. The color might change, becoming more yellow or opaque. These changes can result from reduced blood circulation to the extremities, lifelong exposure to environmental factors, or underlying health conditions. While often just cosmetic, changes like thickening or discoloration can sometimes indicate fungal infections or other issues that warrant attention, quiet signals from the body's periphery. Fact 63. Voice changes are common in older age. The vocal cords, folds, can lose elasticity and muscle mass, and the cartilage in the larynx, voice box, can stiffen. This can lead to a voice that sounds weaker, breathier, higher-pitched, especially in men, or lower-pitched, especially in women. Vocal endurance might decrease, making it harder to speak for long periods. While usually gradual and minor, significant voice changes should be evaluated, as they can sometimes indicate other health issues. It's a subtle shift in the instrument that has carried our words for a lifetime. Fact 64. Reserve capacity refers to the body's backup ability to function beyond its usual needs, allowing it to cope with stress, illness, or exertion. Many organ systems, like the heart, lungs, and kidneys, have a significant reserve capacity when we are young. With age, this reserve capacity tends to diminish, even if baseline function remains normal. This means that while an older person might feel perfectly healthy under normal conditions, their body may have less ability to cope with a sudden challenge, like a severe infection or major surgery. Maintaining healthy habits helps preserve this vital buffer, the quiet strength held in reserve. Fact 65. Antioxidant defenses naturally decline with age. Our bodies have internal systems, like enzymes such as superoxide dismutase and catalase, to neutralize harmful free radicals produced during metabolism. The efficiency of these antioxidant systems tends to decrease over time, while the production of free radicals might increase, partly due to mitochondrial dysfunction. This imbalance contributes to increased oxidative stress, which is implicated in cellular damage and the aging process itself, as per the free radical theory. While antioxidant-rich foods are beneficial, the decline in our internal defenses is a key aspect of aging, a slow shift in the balance between damage and protection. Fact 66. DNA repair mechanisms become less efficient. Our DNA is constantly under assault from both internal sources, like errors during replication or metabolic byproducts, and external sources, like UV radiation or toxins. Cells have sophisticated machinery to detect and repair this damage. However, the efficiency and accuracy of these repair systems tend to decline with age. This allows DNA damage to accumulate more readily, leading to mutations, chromosomal abnormalities, and cellular dysfunction or death. The failure to perfectly maintain the integrity of our genetic blueprint is considered a fundamental driver of aging and age-related diseases like cancer. It's a quiet accumulation of uncorrected errors in the instruction manual of life. Fact 67. Cellular communication alters. Cells constantly communicate with each other through chemical signals, like hormones or neurotransmitters, and direct contact. Aging can disrupt this communication network. For example, cells might become less responsive to certain signals, like insulin resistance, or they might send out inappropriate signals, like the inflammatory factors released by senescent cells. This breakdown in intercellular communication can impair tissue coordination, disrupt homeostasis, the body's stable internal environment, and contribute to systemic aging. It's like static slowly interfering with the complex conversations happening constantly between trillions of cells. Fact 68. Macronutrient processing changes. The way the body handles carbohydrates, fats, and proteins can shift with age. As mentioned, insulin sensitivity often decreases, making it harder for cells to take up glucose from the blood, increasing the risk of type 2 diabetes. The body may also become less efficient at synthesizing muscle protein, contributing to sarcopenia, meaning protein needs might actually increase in older age to maintain muscle mass. Fat metabolism can also change, potentially contributing to the redistribution of body fat. These quiet metabolic shifts influence energy levels, body composition, and disease risk. Fact 69. Vaccine efficacy can decrease with age due to immunosenescence. Because the aging immune system produces fewer naive T and B cells and may have a weaker response to new antigens, vaccines might not trigger as robust or long-lasting protection in older adults compared to younger individuals. This is why specialized vaccines, like high-dose flu shots or booster shots, are sometimes recommended for older populations. Researchers are actively working on strategies to improve vaccine responses in the elderly, aiming to bolster this crucial line of defense even as the immune system quietly remodels itself over time. Fact 70. Subjective age, how old a person feels, can significantly impact health and longevity. Studies consistently show that people who feel younger than their chronological age tend to be healthier, more resilient, and live longer than those who feel older. Feeling younger is associated with healthier behaviors, a greater sense of control, higher optimism, better cognitive function, and lower levels of inflammation. While chronological age is fixed, our perception of age is malleable and appears to have real biological consequences, suggesting that our mindset plays a quiet but powerful role in the aging journey. Fact 71. The skin's barrier function can weaken with age. The outermost layer of the skin, the stratum corneum, acts as a crucial barrier, keeping moisture in and harmful substances or microbes out. With age, the production of natural moisturizing factors and lipids in the skin decreases, and the cell turnover rate slows down. This can lead to drier, more fragile skin that is more susceptible to irritation, infection, and environmental damage. Maintaining skin hydration becomes increasingly important to support this quiet, protective shield. Fact 72. Recovery from injury generally takes longer. This applies not just to skin wounds but also to muscle strains, bone fractures, and recovery from surgery. The underlying reasons are multifaceted, including slower cell proliferation, reduced blood supply to tissues, chronic inflammation, inflammaging, potential nutritional deficiencies, and the presence of other health conditions. The body's natural rebuilding processes simply operate at a more measured pace, requiring more time and patience for healing to complete its quiet work. Fact 73. Changes in body posture are common. Besides potential height loss from spinal disc compression, muscle weakness, especially in the core and back, stiffness in ligaments, and changes in balance can contribute to a more stooped or forward-leaning posture, kyphosis. Poor posture can, in turn, affect balance, breathing, and even contribute to pain. Exercises focusing on flexibility, core strength, and postural awareness can help counteract these tendencies, maintaining a more upright and stable frame through quiet, consistent effort. Fact 74. Alcohol tolerance often decreases with age. Older adults typically have less body water compared to younger adults, meaning the same amount of alcohol results in a higher blood alcohol concentration. Liver metabolism of alcohol might also slow down, and the brain may become more sensitive to alcohol's effects. Additionally, alcohol can interact negatively with many medications commonly taken by older adults and can worsen conditions like balance problems or high blood pressure. This requires a more mindful and quiet approach to alcohol consumption in later life. Fact 75. Pupil size decreases and reactivity slows with age. The muscles that control the pupil's size and its reaction to light can weaken over time. This results in smaller pupils, meaning less light reaches the retina, which contributes to difficulty seeing in dim conditions. The pupils also react more slowly to changes in light levels, making the adjustment when moving from a bright area to a dark one, or vice versa, take longer. These quiet changes in the eye's aperture affect how we perceive light and navigate different environments. Fact 76. Sensitivity to medications can increase. As we age, changes in body composition, less water, potentially more fat, reduced kidney and liver function, affecting drug metabolism and excretion, and changes in how drugs bind to proteins in the blood can all alter how medications affect the body. Older adults may experience stronger effects or more side effects from standard doses of certain drugs. This often necessitates careful dose adjustments and monitoring by healthcare providers, acknowledging the quiet shifts in the body's internal chemistry. Fact 77. Cognitive reserve helps explain why some people maintain good cognitive function despite age-related brain changes or even pathology, like amyloid plaques associated with Alzheimer's. Cognitive reserve is thought to be built up through mentally stimulating activities, education, complex occupations, and social engagement throughout life. It represents the brain's ability to be resilient and find alternative ways to function when one pathway is damaged. A higher reserve doesn't prevent the physical changes, but it allows the brain to cope with them more effectively, maintaining function longer. It's like having more backup systems built through a lifetime of quiet mental effort. Fact 78. The number of sweat glands may decrease, and their output can diminish with age. This contributes to the reduced ability to cool the body effectively through sweating, increasing the risk of overheating or heat stroke, especially during physical exertion or in hot weather. It's another aspect of less efficient thermoregulation, a quieter response from the skin's cooling system. Fact 79. Vitamin B12 absorption can decrease with age. The stomach produces less acid, which is needed to separate B12 from the proteins in food. Additionally, the production of intrinsic factor, a substance required for B12 absorption in the small intestine, may decline. Vitamin B12 deficiency can cause anemia, fatigue, nerve problems, and cognitive issues. Older adults may need to rely on fortified foods or supplements to ensure adequate intake, addressing this quiet shift in digestive chemistry. Fact 80. Creativity does not necessarily decline with age and can even flourish. While fluid intelligence might decrease, crystallized intelligence, life experience, emotional maturity, and perspective gained over decades can provide rich material for creative expression. Many artists, writers, musicians, and thinkers produce significant work in their later years. Aging can bring a shift in focus, perhaps towards more reflective, integrated, or personally meaningful forms of creativity, demonstrating that the mind's capacity for novel expression continues its quiet evolution. Fact 81. Adaptability and resilience are key psychological strengths often observed in older adults. Having navigated numerous life challenges, losses, and changes over decades, many older individuals develop effective coping strategies and a greater capacity to adapt to new circumstances. They may become better at accepting what cannot be changed and focusing their energy on what they can control. This quiet strength, born of experience, allows many to maintain well-being even in the face of the physical or social changes associated with aging. Fact 82. Changes in heart rate variability, HRV, occur with age. HRV refers to the natural variation in the time interval between heartbeats and is controlled by the autonomic nervous system. Generally, higher HRV is associated with better cardiovascular health and stress resilience. HRV tends to decrease with age, potentially reflecting reduced adaptability of the cardiovascular system or changes in autonomic nervous system balance. Lifestyle factors like exercise and stress management can help maintain healthier HRV levels, supporting the heart's quiet, flexible rhythm. Fact 83. Proprioception, the sense of where our body parts are in space without looking, can decline with age. Receptors in our muscles, tendons, and joints provide this information to the brain. Age-related changes in these receptors or in the processing of these signals can lead to reduced awareness of body position, which can affect balance and coordination, increasing fall risk. Exercises that challenge balance and body awareness, like Tai Chi or yoga, can help maintain this quiet internal sense of positioning. Fact 84. The desire for social connection remains strong, but the nature of social networks often changes. While overall network size might shrink due to losses or retirement, older adults often focus on maintaining fewer, but deeper and more emotionally meaningful relationships. Quality over quantity becomes more important. Prioritizing close connections with family and long-term friends contributes significantly to emotional well-being and provides crucial support, nurturing the quiet bonds that sustain us. Fact 85. Driving skills can be affected by age-related changes. Slower reaction times, reduced visual acuity or peripheral vision, decreased flexibility, making it harder to turn the head, and potential cognitive changes can all impact driving safety. While many older adults continue to drive safely for years by adapting their habits, e.g., avoiding night driving or busy traffic, regular vision checks and honest self-assessment become increasingly important to ensure safety on the road, acknowledging the quiet shifts in sensory and motor abilities. Fact 86. Bruising more easily is common in older skin. Age-related thinning of the skin and weakening of the tiny blood vessels, capillaries, just beneath the surface make them more susceptible to breaking even with minor bumps or pressure. Medications like blood thinners can also contribute. While usually harmless, easy bruising is a visible sign of the increased fragility of these delicate structures after decades of existence. Fact 87. Volunteering and community engagement are strongly linked to positive outcomes in older age. Participating in meaningful activities provides a sense of purpose, maintains social connections, offers cognitive stimulation, and can even improve physical health. Staying active and contributing to the community fosters a sense of vitality and combats potential isolation, reinforcing the quiet value of purpose and connection throughout life. Fact 88. The definition of old age itself is changing. As life expectancy increases and more people remain healthy and active into their 70s, 80s, and beyond, societal perceptions of aging are shifting. The period previously considered old age is now often subdivided, e.g., young old, middle old, oldest old, recognizing the vast diversity in health and function among older adults. Aging is becoming less associated with inevitable decline and more with a prolonged period of potential activity, engagement, and continued growth, a quiet redefinition of life's later chapters. Fact 89. Mitochondrial dynamics, the processes by which mitochondria fuse together, fusion, and split apart, fission, become less efficient with age. Proper balance between fusion and fission is crucial for maintaining a healthy mitochondrial network, removing damaged mitochondria, and ensuring efficient energy production. Age-related impairment in these dynamics can lead to an accumulation of dysfunctional mitochondria, contributing to cellular decline and aging. It's a disruption in the quiet, internal dance of these vital organelles. Fact 90. Fear of falling can become a significant issue, sometimes even more limiting than an actual fall. This fear can lead older adults to restrict their activities unnecessarily, leading to reduced physical fitness, social isolation, and ironically, an increased risk of falling due to deconditioning. Addressing balance issues, ensuring home safety, and building confidence through exercise are important not only for physical safety but also for overcoming the quiet psychological barrier that fear can create. Fact 91. Intercellular communication via extracellular vesicles, EVs, changes with age. EVs are tiny packages released by cells that carry proteins, lipids, and RNA to other cells, acting as messengers. The number and content of EVs change during aging, potentially spreading signals related to senescence or inflammation between tissues. Understanding how this quiet cellular postal service changes with age is an emerging area of research, potentially revealing new ways tissues influence each other's aging process. Fact 92. The glymphatic system, the brain's waste clearance system that is particularly active during sleep, may become less efficient with age. This system uses the flow of cerebrospinal fluid along channels surrounding blood vessels to flush out metabolic waste products, including potentially harmful proteins like amyloid beta, associated with Alzheimer's disease. Age-related reductions in deep sleep or changes in fluid dynamics could impair this clearance process, allowing waste to accumulate. Maintaining healthy sleep may be crucial for supporting this quiet, nightly cleansing of the brain. Fact 93. Grip strength is a surprisingly strong predictor of overall health, disability, and mortality in older adults. It serves as a simple indicator of overall muscle strength and vitality. Declining grip strength often correlates with sarcopenia, increased frailty, and a higher risk of adverse health outcomes. Monitoring grip strength can be a useful, quiet assessment of biological aging and resilience. Fact 94. Ageism, discrimination, or prejudice based on age can have negative impacts on the health and well-being of older adults. Internalizing negative stereotypes about aging can affect self-esteem, reduce participation in healthy activities, and even impact cognitive and physical performance. Challenging ageist attitudes, both externally and internally, is important for promoting a positive view of later life and supporting healthy aging, changing the quiet narrative surrounding time's passage. Fact 95. Oral health is closely linked to overall health in older age. Bone loss in the jaw can lead to tooth loss. Dry mouth, often a side effect of medications, increases the risk of cavities and gum disease. Gum disease, periodontitis, is linked to systemic inflammation and increased risk of conditions like heart disease and diabetes. Maintaining good oral hygiene, regular dental visits, and managing dry mouth are crucial for preventing complications and supporting overall well-being, caring for the quiet gateway to the digestive system. Fact 96. Nutrient needs change subtly. While overall calorie needs might decrease due to lower BMR, the requirements for certain nutrients, like protein, for muscle maintenance, calcium and vitamin D, for bone health, and vitamin B12, due to absorption issues, may actually increase. Ensuring a nutrient-dense diet becomes even more important to get adequate nutrition within a potentially lower calorie intake, a quiet adjustment to meet the body's shifting requirements. Fact 97. Generativity, the desire to contribute to the well-being of future generations, e.g., through mentoring, volunteering, or sharing knowledge, often remains strong or increases in older age. Finding ways to leave a legacy, guide younger people, or contribute to society provides a deep sense of purpose and fulfillment. This quiet drive to give back enriches not only the community but also the older individual's own sense of meaning and connection to the ongoing flow of life. Fact 98. The rate of aging varies significantly between individuals. Chronological age, years lived, is not always a reliable indicator of biological age, functional health. Genetics, lifestyle choices throughout life, diet, exercise, smoking, stress management, environmental exposures, and socio-economic factors all interact to influence how quickly or slowly someone ages biologically. This highlights that while aging is universal, our journey through it is deeply personal and can be significantly shaped by our actions and circumstances, a unique and quiet unfolding for each person. Fact 99. Apoptosis, or programmed cell death, is a natural and essential process for removing old, damaged, or unnecessary cells throughout life. While generally beneficial, the regulation of apoptosis can change with age. In some tissues, there might be increased apoptosis, contributing to tissue degeneration, e.g., loss of neurons. In other contexts, cells, like senescent cells or precancerous cells, might become resistant to apoptosis, allowing them to persist and potentially cause harm. Maintaining the appropriate balance of this quiet cellular self-destruct mechanism is crucial for healthy aging. Fact 100. Aging is not solely about decline. It is also a period of potential growth, wisdom, and adaptation. It involves a continuous interplay between biological changes, psychological adjustments, and social interactions. Understanding the science of aging helps us appreciate the complexity of this natural process and identify ways to promote health span, maximizing the years of healthy, active, and meaningful life. It is the final, quiet chapter in the intricate story of biology, shaped by time, experience, and the remarkable resilience of the human spirit.